So let's review the changes that we'd made for enabling or for adding the feature of routing in our Meteor application, which is basically what you would do with Vue. So remember, package lock JSON changes because we changed this one. And in here we added Vue Router. Also changed a little bit because of the audit fix that we made or that we issued. And yeah, there's that. Okay, so now main, what you will see is that we have now the router library. This is the officially supported library for the routing solution. All we need to do is import it, use it, just like with Vuetify. If you can tell, there's like a pattern here going on. We created an instance just like with Vuetify. In here, we created the router by instancing a new router, and we added some configuration. At this point, you can probably tell we can extract this into a separate file. I'm going to leave it here just because this is like reference that you can take. It's not intended to be best practices or anything. What you can do is just glance at it and see what you would need to do for your own projects. So I'm gonna leave it here. Also, something I wanted you to notice is this is a little bit which is more Meteor specific, meaning that we have dynamic imports, which I think are coming to the latest spec of JavaScript, but this was actually provided by Meteor. So this is something that Meteor developers were already used to doing. And you will notice this on Meteor source code. So this is called a dynamic import, and I will link for some more information on the description of the video. All right, so this is what you need to do for every component that you want to assign or to match to a particular path. All you need to do is have those available and ready with the contents that you want to render. And then finally, we install the router instance. We add it to the main instance of the application, and it will be good to go. Awesome. We moved that temp component from being its own thing into the components folder that we just saw. We created this about and not found pages. This is the one we moved. And finally, on the app.vue, we added the place where those components will be rendered every time the route changes or the path changes. And we also added a couple links that will take us there. So this is something the router will understand. You don't really need the header part. It's not actually needed. But it makes it more semantic to have a header there. The router link also has particular documentation that I will link to. And yeah, this is how you go to the paths that you specified. Cool. So let's commit the changes as usual and move on.